Wow. Just wow. Can I get a let's freaking go from everyone down there in the comments, please? We're going to look at NEO's quarter three earnings results that they just released. That's right. They just released some earnings results. And let's just say, take a look at this stock right now, okay? Recording this right after getting off work here. So, obviously, this is obviously after market close on the day that they reported earnings. So, who knows what's going to happen by the time this gets released tomorrow. Ooh, I'm excited. This thing is up 53% in the middle of the day. But guess what? After hours, it went up another 7%. So this bad boy went up 60%. At one point, it was also already up that amount anyway. So it's like, it's fine. Went up, right around $4. So not like I've, doubled the share value off my cost basis, but that's okay. It's whatever it is. Just kidding. It's great, guys. I told you. I told you to buy before these earnings. Did I not? I mean, I'm just saying. I told you to do it. We're going to look at these numbers and see why this stock reacted this way. And if it's still worth holding on to this guy, or if this is just a short-term pop. So, obviously we're looking based off of these earnings here. They beat on an EPS standpoint, not by that much, but again, it's a little bit narrower loss than expected. So that's fantastic. Revenue beat by 23.12 million. Love it. And some of the important numbers to look at. Total revenues up 25%. Vehicle sales up 21.5%. Gross margins down quite significantly. They're negative gross margin, so not unexpected. Again, if you compare it to other companies starting up, usually you're going to see this negative margin. That's just really how it is for early starting car manufacturers. Tesla did it for the longest time. They still are struggling on making actual any margin on their vehicles. They're finally getting into that place of profitability, so there's time to work here. So vehicle deliveries up 35%. Love that. That's right. We're going to look at these numbers. Net loss, actually they decreased the net loss by 73.8%, so very fantastic there. Very much a good improvement in terms of loss. Still, you don't want to lose $350 million in a quarter, but you know what? Uber lost $4 billion in a quarter, so just quick assets in cash, $273 million at the end of the quarter, and several financing options are in process. So we'll mention that in just a second here. So quarter four outlook posts, they're showing a total revenues of $393 million. What? And then vehicle deliveries expected over 8,000. That would be insane. That's a 66% growth. That'd be insane if they can post those numbers. Whew, that's good guidance. That's all I can tell you. That's very good guidance. And I think there are a couple reasons for this. Where do I even start here? So, for one, I'll go over the guidance. Obviously, that's a big factor in growth. Now, as they mentioned previously, financing. Okay, that's going to be a thing. They're going to need money to be sustainable. Posting a good guidance after a good quarter is a very smart thing to do to bring up the share price. Now, what they can do with the share price is potentially devalue it by issuing shares, and that'll grant them that cash that they desire. I don't necessarily want them to do that because obviously it devalues shares. If they did it, I would certainly buy more. But in my opinion, that could be a factor in this quarter four outlook that they're giving. If this is just a genuine, actual outlook, this would be a fantastic growth for them. It's insane to see that kind of growth in a overall flat or really declining auto market in China. So it'd be interesting to see. On top of that, with financing, in my opinion, I do think that Tesla getting involved in China now with the Shanghai Gigafactory is actually a pretty decent thing for NEO. We know with current trade tensions, tensions with the U.S. from China, China's going to want to keep their home brand more successful than Tesla is coming in, a United States company. I think that the Chinese government will subsidize. I think they will certainly help finance NEO to stay competitive with Tesla, in my opinion. I think it's certainly something to look at. because they're going to want their companies or their country's company to be successful over the foreign company that's coming into their space. That's my opinion on the matter. So I do think that this financing will be achievable either from share dilution by selling shares, selling out shares, or they could potentially, just potentially, get some financing from the Chinese government. So one thing just one thing of note there. So we also have NIO pledging to improve financial health as demand picks up and cost-cutting initiatives start to bear fruit. Companies' sports utility vehicles will be competitive in both electric and premium car models in the same price range. Its accumulated deficit of almost $6 billion since 2014, spending heavily on marketing and product development. The company needs additional capital, so investors are keenly awaiting an announcement of a financial deal. So that will be exciting. We will see. According to a research firm, LMC Automotive, 2020 unit sales should be around 30,000 vehicles. That is insane. Because if you look at what they sold so far this year through quarter three, they've only posted 12,000 vehicle sales. So 12,000 to 13,000 in vehicle sales. And they're expecting, next year they're going to be putting up 30,000. That'd be significant growth. Obviously, it's nearly double growth if that were the case. They'd be nearly doubling their business in a year. That'd be crazy. So we also have some more news, obviously, from today. NIO rallies after riding out a tough quarter that saw deliveries fall below initial expectations due to reduction in electric vehicle subsidies in China. So that's fantastic. Guided over 8,000 vehicles in the fourth quarter. It's looking for external financing. So look at that. Now we're going to look at their specific report they posted. Overall, looking at these numbers, I love them. I really do. So you see the growth here. 4,000 vehicles in quarter one, 3,500 vehicles in quarter two, 4,800 vehicles in quarter three. So again, they've so far put up right around that 12,000 vehicle mark, a little bit above it. Whew. Can I just say, yikes, that's insane. That's very good. If you're looking at the breakdown, it's going to be 4,196 ES6s, very good growth in ES6, and good growth actually in the ES8 with 603 vehicles sold. That's absolutely wonderful. I love those numbers. So you see vehicle sales of $242.5 million US dollars, 22.5% increase from the second quarter, and 21% increase from the same quarter of last year. Vehicle margin was negative 6.8 compared to a negative 24.1 in the second quarter, and a negative 4.3 in the same quarter last year. So overall, it's an improvement from last quarter, which is positive. So you do love to see it. So total revenues, $257 million, representing a 21.8% increase in the second quarter and 25% increase from the same quarter last year. Loss from operations was $337.1 million, which is a decrease of 25% from the second quarter of this year, and a decrease of 14.1% from the same quarter of 2018. So less loss, which I like. I like it a lot. So I really do like that. It's a good thing to look at. And net loss, if you're looking at that, net loss was a decrease of 23.3% from the second quarter, and a decrease of 10.3% from the same quarter last year. So I love seeing those numbers. If you can decrease those losses and get closer to flat or break even, it's just really good. It's really good to me. I love that. So, obviously, you see these vehicle sale numbers. You can go ahead and take a look at this. You see the negatives where you want to see the negatives, which are in the net loss categories. You see the growth where you want to see the growth in the vehicle sales and total revenues. So I like that. Let's see. Obviously, new product announcements and the 100 kilowatt battery pack, and the 20 kilowatt DC power home charger has been announced on NEO Day with a flexible upgradable battery program. Again, love that. I mentioned that in yesterday's video, so I hope you certainly enjoy that. And hopefully you watch that. If you didn't, I will be right at the start of this video. There should have been a link for it, so go ahead and take a look at that as well. So, and obviously we have some comments of just these people here. You know, you gotta love it. I love the comments from the CEO. Very obviously excited about the business. Facing a continuously soft auto market, we strongly believe the smart premium EV sector will outperform the industry in its growth rate for the foreseeable future. There's no doubt about that. So the NIO ranked highest in new vehicle quality among brands in JD Power's 2019 New Energy Vehicle Experiment Index study. Can you believe it? Yes, right. That's what they did. The ES6 achieved #1 in electric SUV sales and top 10 ranking in midsize premium SUV sales. Whew. That's very good numbers. That's all I can tell you. Which is including gas and electric. That's really good numbers. Really good numbers. I love that. You already know I love it. You already know I love it. So, what else do we really want to look at here? You know what? They're only giving me cash as of September 30th. So they're probably, you know, if we're looking at these numbers of what they lost, they're going to be out of cash right now. So they will need some financing. Looking at this business outlook, they're expecting 53% growth in revenue, 66.7% growth in vehicle deliveries. That's wonderful. Then a link to the conference call, which you know I listen to, so I'm super excited. What a great earnings report. Really hope you enjoyed this one, and stay tuned for more content. We'll see if it's more NIO content. Who knows? We'll see, baby. Let's go.